Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of the Daily Stand-Up. I am Lee Henson, president and founder of AgileDad, and without any further ado, let's get started. Yesterday, if you joined us, we talked about the importance of the product owner role, and we focused our attention on who the PO was, what their responsibilities were, and what we boiled down to was that a single individual trying to fulfill all those needs would make it pretty impossible to have just one person who could span multiple products or projects and be able to correctly do all the things they need to do. So with that being said, we talked about a support group, if you will, a network of people that the product owner could lean on in order to best find the answers that they're seeking regarding which individuals they might be inquiring about. So today, I thought a good idea would be to focus on what we call the role of the business analyst. Now, before we go any further, I want to be careful. I don't want you to do a role-to-role comparison here. If you say, well, that's not what our business analyst does in our organization, or that's not what my business analyst is responsible for, we're going to wind up clashing here, butting heads, and we're not going to get very far with regard to who the business analyst is, where we might find that person, and how they might be able to best assist the product owner. If you come in with an open mind and listen to the responsibilities, I'm going to challenge you to try to think of who this person might be by name on each of the products that you're responsible for. And what you're going to quickly find is that as you move from product to product or project to project, that this individual may have a completely different title. They may not be called business analyst at all, or if they are called business analyst, maybe they don't have the exact same set of responsibilities. But what I encourage you to do is listen to the responsibilities as described, and note that this person in no way is intended to replace the product owner, but could on occasion work as the product owner's proxy, as we'll discuss in just a bit. So let's take a moment to talk about the business analyst. Right out of the gate, I want to make sure we understand that a business analyst, in my opinion, is critical. A lot of Agilists feel like business analyst is double dip or interfering with product ownership, where I disagree. I think if you treat the business analyst as a full-time responsible role that's locked at the hip or someone who walks in step with the product owner, this is how she can be the most successful. So the BA can and is sometimes recognized as a product owner proxy. If the product owner can't attend a meeting, or if the product owner is just swamped or overwhelmed trying to create and work on building backlog for one item, this person might see to maintenance or upkeep or whatever is necessary on an existing product or service. So this person does have the ability to make some decisions. On occasion, they may even be asked to speak on behalf of the product owner. Now, once again, I want to make sure I iterate. This person is not replacing the product owner in any way. There's only one product owner, but this person should be able to convey the message themselves to keep the teams on track and to keep things moving, so that we don't have any impediments that hinge upon the ability of the product owner to be able to answer in a timely manner. The thing that's most important about the business analyst role within AgileDad framework is that this is the person who has their thumb on the wants, needs, whims, and desires of the consumer. This person will hold focus groups. This person will shadow. This person will do whatever is necessary to figure out the needs of the consumer. They'll hold interviews with people from support to find out the pieces that the consumer is struggling the most with. They'll hold interviews with trainers to find out the things the consumer is clamoring for the most. This person definitely they get excited to help the consumer in any way they can, which leads us to the one issue that is often tacked on with this individual. This individual will often be whimsical. What do I mean by that? Just as the consumer's wants, needs, whims, and desires change, this person's ability to convey those also flows with the will of the consumer. So on occasion, you may hear a business analyst say, now the consumer wants this, or now they want that, or now they want this. When the truth is, there are occasions where the consumer really doesn't know what they want. If you go back through history a little bit, you might remember a time where the consumer said, we need a faster horse, we need a faster horse, we need a faster horse. And it was someone else who had to step up and say, no, it's not a faster horse that you're looking for, but you really could use a car. And I think that this person is not necessarily responsible for being incredibly innovative when it comes to the product or service that's created, but this person is responsible for translating. So they need to be the excellent communicator and translate those needs and whims of the consumer. This person's also going to translate these into whatever tool you might be using, whether it's one of the version 1 or Rally tools, or whether it's Jira or Azure, it doesn't matter which one you're using, Team Concert, this person's going to be responsible for helping enter those into those systems in a way that teams are going to be able to snap those up and make them consumable. So it's going to be the responsibility of the business analyst to work with the product owner to make sure that they're getting all the information entered in and that it's good to go. Now, everything that I just described already incorporates, a full-time atmosphere for this particular role. This person should be aligned with the product owner. So as a product owner moves from product to product or project to project, we hope that this person will build a relationship with the product owner, and that eventually it might not be a different person on every single product or project that product owner touches. So over time, we hope that this person will be the right-hand assistant to the Alexa or the Siri to the product owner, someone who can solve those problems and be like Cortana and just know exactly what's going on and run with it. I think that oftentimes we overlook this role or this responsibility because we feel like, hey, it's duplicity of what the product owner does. But what we don't realize is that when a product owner is spread so thin across multiple opportunities or multiple projects, that they certainly could use the help of this outside person to really keep an eye on things. This also creates an opportunity for the business analyst to open up a pathway of communication between the people who are building the product or service and the people who are desiring the product or service. So this could open up a clear channel of communication and cause people to really be able to engage in a way differently than they could before. And I think that's probably one of the most critical things. That in the past, we didn't have someone to bridge that gap and to take up some of that communication piece and to really focus their attention on the consumer and to do everything necessary to make sure that they understand the consumer. And if the product owner spent all their time doing that, they would often miss out on the strategic things or the technical things, or they would often be spread so thin across multiple products or projects, or they may not even have an opportunity to really focus on who the target audience is. So I think it's incredibly important for the business analyst to understand who our target audience is, to help identify and create personas when needed, and to help the product owner understand the whims and needs of the consumer so that they can best focus on what those needs are and determine how those balance out with everything else so that they can make sure we're building the right product or service. Well, that about does it for the business analyst. Tune in as we talk about additional analysts throughout the week who are here to support the product owner in this initiative and help them be successful. As always, we encourage you to visit AgileDad.com where you can learn more about this and many other topics. And we encourage you to sign up and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we got lots of videos out there that we're adding all the time, lots of exciting events. We have some upcoming free webinars and, of course, as always, lots of opportunities for classes, training, and coaching. As always, we encourage you to stay healthy, stay well, and stay agile. Until next time, take care.